Hello Dino Peeps! 2024 seems to be the year of survival games, because we're getting a lot of games thrown in front of us one by one, and one of these games is Enshrouded. But is it worth playing if you're used to playing ARK? Or can't it be compared at all? Well, I'll let you know in this review. Just in case you're wondering why we talk about Enshrouded today, when I find games that I think might be interesting for ARK players, and also games that I like, I try to review them with an ARK mindset in the back of my head. We already did this when Valheim came out as well. Enshrouded is a survival RPG game made in Germany. It was released a few weeks ago and has already found a dedicated player base. But what should you expect from the game when all you ever played is ARK? In Enshrouded, you are a Flameborn, a basically cryoed savior of the world that was taken over by the Shroud. The Shroud came over the land when the people mined elixir from the deep wells in the ground. It infected the earth and everything in it. And if you now see parallels to ARK's story with the element and the corruption, you're not wrong. The Shroud area itself reminds me a lot of Aberration or even the Rockwell area in Genesis 2. The elixir is used to power yourself up and can be seen as the game's element, just in a liquid form. The entry into the game should be fairly easy for every survival game player. You're introduced to the mechanics, especially the Shroud mechanic in the tutorial. And then you are pointed towards a part of the land to build your own place. You're not forced to stay here, but for easy early resources, I think it's pretty handy to do so. The building is different than in ARK, but also quite similar. While you have different building pieces that can be made from different materials like in ARK, you also have the chance to free build with tiny voxels. That gives you a lot of freedom on how to create the world around you. Can't find a fitting building piece? Make yourself a building piece. Think Minecraft, but more detailed because the voxels are smaller. The playstyle itself is nothing like ARK at all though. You have no tames, no mounts or animals that you can use to become stronger. But you're just a player that skills into different abilities. Like in action RPGs, you skill into a class that suits you. And then you fight either alone or with your friends against monsters. The game is fairly linear, and while it's technically an open world, you're still gated by levels, which means you can further explore, but at some point animals will just simply one-shot kill you. You unlock recipes and blueprints not by skilling into them, but by unfreezing and rescuing NPCs that you then place into your base. They kind of act like working benches and also can be extended by other structures. And to find these structures that extend the recipes, you need to follow the quests that the NPCs give you. Aside from the NPC quests, you will also find a lot of points of interest in which you can also unlock things. Finding new resources may unlock even more recipes. Collecting sparks and killing bosses allows you to level up your flame, which is the center of your base property, and make it bigger. Ultimately, you will be able to build your own little village. If you had to compare the game to known games, I would say it's more like a mixture of Valheim and Diablo. But still having inspirational dips here and there from survival games like ARK, but even though the influence is not as heavy as the Valheim, for example. When people ask me to summarize what Enshrouded is, I would say imagine Valheim, but it came out with 10 times more content. At least this is how it feels now after having played almost 60 hours. Another thing different to ARK but similar to Valheim is how servers are handled. While ARK servers save progression on a player level, Enshrouded saves it on a server level. Which means if you play with a group of people and someone does the content all by themselves, it will be unlocked even for the players not doing the content at all. So if you think exploration is very important for you and discovering things yourself, then you need to either find an agreement with your friends to do the progression stuff together, or you play single player for your first playthrough. Players are also not bound to servers, so you can bring your character and their inventory to every other server as well. Keep that in mind when you have an open server and you invite people to play with you. Overall, I have been enjoying my time in Enshrouded so far. From what I understood, only the first half of the map is finished by now and can be played on. I already entered the last region before I run out of content. But I am very certain Keengames Studios is delivering with content updates in the future. So just to wrap it up for you, while there is ARK influence in the game, I would compare it rather to a Diablo Valheim love child. And if you enjoy both games and their mechanics, then you will definitely enjoy Enshrouded as well. It is very well balanced for single player, but of course more fun with friends. And if you want to rent an Enshrouded server, check my description for a 10% off discount on your G-Portal server. Have you already played Enshrouded, or are you interested in playing it? Are you not? Let me know in the comments.